afternoon to all. I am Vijaya, KGBV Chittoor District. Today we are discussing about the 7th class first chapter, food components. Food components. Already you learned in your 6th class our food chapter, isn't it? Which is your favorite food? You may tell biryani, pulihora, chapati, idli, whatever you like, isn't it? Okay. Why we take food? Our body performs so many activities, even while we are in sleeping also. Suppose we don't get food for our lunch or more than one day, what will happen? We will become so dull and so weak. So that's why we take food to give strength to our body. So our body performs so many activities, isn't it? Even while we are in sleeping also, some activities are during. Suppose heartbeat, blood circulation, breathing, etc. So for these activities, we have strength. So we need strength. So to get strength, we take food. Okay. Here, this is a biscuit packet. Here there is a label which components are present in this packet. Let us observe which components are present. Here the components are carbohydrates. Next, proteins. Next, fat. Okay, so our food consists some essential food components. So let us see what are they. So they are carbohydrates, second one is fat, third one is proteins, fourth one is vitamins, next minerals, next water, and fibers. So these are the some essential food components. Okay. To identify these food components, we have some small experiments. Okay. So let us see what's that experiments. So the first experiment is to identify the carbohydrates. So that is test for carbohydrates. So it is also known as starch. So carbohydrates are starch. So for this test, first we need iodine solution. So that is an indicator. So that is iodine solution. So how to prepare iodine solution? We will take a test tube, add few drops of iodine and add water. Add water until the color changes into yellow, light yellow, not yellow, light yellow or brown. So we can get the iodine solution. We can prepare the iodine solution. So how to test the carbohydrates? So here first we will take a test tube and add some food component. So food sample or food sample. To this, add few drops of iodine solution. If the food color changes into dark blue or black, then it indicates the presence of carbohydrates. So we will take a test tube, and in test tube we will take the food sample, add few drops of iodine solution to that food sample. If the food color changes into dark blue or black, then it shows the presence of carbohydrates or starch. Okay. Next, the second one, test for fats. For these experiments also, we collect some food samples. For this, food sample is rubbed on the paper. Here, I am take a paper piece. I am already rubbed oil on the paper. So, the paper turns to translucent. So, translucent means when we see the objects through this paper, the other side of the objects will appear partially. So, for testing of fats, we take food samples and rub it on the paper piece. If the paper turns to translucent, then it indicates the presence of fats. Okay. Next, the third test is test for proteins. For this test, we need two chemicals. So, that is, first one is 2% copper sulfate. 2% copper sulfate solution. And the second one is 10% sodium hydroxide solution. So, how to prepare these two solutions. First, we can show 2% copper sulfate solution. For this preparation, first we will take a bowl and we will take the 2 grams of copper sulfate. And these 2 grams of copper sulfate is dissolved in 100 ml of water. Of water. So now the 2% of copper sulfate solution is prepared. Next, how to prepare 10% of sodium hydroxide solution. Here also we will take one bowl and take 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. So 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. So 10 grams of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in 100 ml of water. So for the preparation of sodium hydroxide solution, we will take a bowl and we will take 10 grams of sodium hydroxide and it is dissolved in 100 ml of water. Then we will get sodium hydroxide solution. So these two solutions are prepared. Next, for testing proteins, the food samples are taken in the form of powder or paste. Okay, food samples are taken in the form of powder or paste. These food samples are also taken into food component solution. How to prepare food component solution? So here we will take a test tube. We will take the food paste or food powder and add water to this test tube and shake well. So then only we get the food component solution. So to test this food component solution, so we will take a food component solution in a test tube and we will add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. And add 10 drops of sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide solution. There's a sulfate solution. So first we will take the food component solution in a test tube and we will add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution in a test tube and shake well. Next, observe when the food changes into violet, food color changes into violet or purple. Violet or purple. This violet or purple color indicates the presence of proteins. Okay. This is the three tests for identification of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So next I will give you a project to you. You must done. I will observe in your next class. So that is, first you collect some food samples. So collect food samples and identify which components are present in that samples. So there is a table also. Food, starch, fat, proteins. For example, food, rice, curd, milk. Some more food samples are you add. You add some more food samples and you identify which components are present in that food component. Suppose rice may be starch. So tick here. So you must do your project. I will check you in your next class. Okay. Next, I will recapitulation your class once again. So the first chapter of 7th science is food components. So we take food to give strength to our body. So it is very necessary to our body to take food. And food components consist some essential components. So that are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water, and also fibers. Already 3 tests are I am telling you. So that is, first one is test for starch. Here there is a card. So food components, that is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water, and fibers. So the first test is test for starch or carbohydrates. Starch or carbohydrates. Here the indicator is iodine solution. So when you add the iodine solution into the test tube, which is food content, the light yellow turns to dark blue or black. So already I told you will take a test tube. Here we take the food sample and add iodine solution. Preparation of iodine. So prepared iodine solution. So when you add iodine solution, the light yellow or brown turns to dark blue or black. Light yellow or brown. Light yellow or brown color iodine solution changes into dark blue or black. Next, fats. Test for fats. Here we will take the food components and rub it on a piece of paper. So a piece of paper turns to translucent. Okay, translucent. Next, test for proteins. Here we will take two chemicals. One is 2% copper sulfate solution and 10% sodium hydroxide solution. 2% copper sulfate solution, 10% sodium hydroxide solution. So to test this, here also we will take a food in the form of powder or paste. So the food component is in the form of powder or paste. Then we will prepare the food component solution. Add the water. To this food component solution, for testing we add 2 drops of copper sulfate, so copper sulfate solution, and 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution, and shake well until we get violet or purple color. So it indicates the presence of proteins. So when the iodine is added, carbohydrate shows the dark blue or black color. Next, when fats are present, the paper turns to translucent. When proteins are present, that food component is changes violet or purple color. Okay. I will continue next class. Okay, thank you.